Morning everyone. On the back of last night's Easy Essentials cooking class, I created the butter with the buttermilk and then made a buttermilk bread, but I have leftover buttermilk, so I thought this morning I would make some pikelets, which was all well and good till I went to the pantry and realised that my self-raising tub is completely empty. So I get sick of talking to myself in this house while a child lives in a cave all the time. So I thought, why not just record this and I'll pop it on here for you guys. So I'm going to make some self-raising flour first, so continuing on with that basics theme. So for those of you who have not done this, it is a huge money saver to make your own self-raising flour. I simply buy 12.5 kilo sacks of flour, baker's flour for $10, and then I turn that into my self-raising flour, or I just simply use it anytime it asks for plain flour or standard bread flour. So to make your self-raising flour, you can search it up on Cookie Do. There's a great recipe there. So that's what I've done. I'm just going to press start. And this recipe makes around 150 grams, but I want to actually create quite a bit, so I might make 3 or 4 batches this morning, and you can double this recipe, so I always double this recipe. So it wants 150 grams of your plain flour, but I'm going to use 300. And it wants 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So if we're doubling that, obviously that makes 3. It wants a pinch of salt. And it's 10 seconds on speed 5. It's the easiest thing you can do, seriously. If you're not already making your own baking powder, that is something else that you should definitely be doing. It's super easy to do. For those of you who don't already do that, it's literally brown rice flour or rice flour of any sort, bicarb soda and cream of tartar. By the same token, I don't buy rice flour at all. I make that myself. It's really easy to do. You just weigh in your rice. I use brown rice. And you literally just mix it for 2 minutes on speed 9. So that gives you your brown rice flour. And then it's 100 grams of rice flour. It's 100 grams of bicarb soda. And it's 200 grams of cream of tartar. So it's really easy to make your own baking powder. And when you make that quantity, it will fill one of these Tupperware containers. So super economical, really easy to do that yourself. So normally when I do this, I would probably make about 7 or 8 double batches and really give my container a good fill up. To this as well, if you want to, you can add another pinch of cream of tartar, but that's completely optional. I might just make one batch more, and then I'm going to start with my buttermilk pikelets, using the leftover buttermilk from last night. And in the meantime, I've heard the other Thermomix dinging, which means my cup of tea is ready. So happy days. So, you know, Thermomix can do many things. So, as I said, one's just boiled some water, so I've got a cup of tea on the go as well. So there you have it, a really quick, easy, economical way to make yourself some self-raising flour. So jump on and make yourself some. Super easy way to save some money. So then I'm going to go to my week where I'd saved the pikelets from last night. So it wants 20 grams of butter. So this is the butter that we made in the class last night. So it just wants 20 grams. We're just going to melt that down. Who doesn't like pancakes or pikelets? These were something we'd have as kids as an afternoon treat. We'd come home from school and Mum would be making pikelets. It's one of the things I remember that I really enjoyed. So pikelets are a really yummy thing to eat. You can put on whatever you like. We used to have a massive lemon tree, so we would squeeze fresh lemon juice and sugar on top of ours. We'd have fresh cream, jam, all sorts of fresh fruit, you know, little berries and things from the garden. So it was always really good to do. So I'm just going to prolong that cooking time. So I want that butter melted down, and it was cold. It's been cold here. I don't know what it's like everywhere else where you are, but it's still freezing here. It's just stopped raining. So it's certainly cup of tea time, that's for sure. Right, so we want 140 grams of self-raising flour. Then we want a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. We want 30 grams of caster sugar. I don't buy caster sugar, I just use raw sugar for everything, so super easy to do. A quarter a teaspoon of bicarb, yet again for economical reasons. I buy this in a 5 kilo bag. Makes it next to absolute nothing to purchase. that's my leftover buttermilk, so I'll start by using that. And if I don't have enough, I will simply just top up the last 20 grams with some normal milk. The recipe wants 1 egg. I never crack my eggs into my Thermomix. I know loads of people love to do it, but when your egg is off, that's the last place you want it, in with the rest of your ingredients. So I always do them separate. And then it's simply lid on. And we're going to mix this for 20 seconds on speed 5. While I put the lids back on. Everything. I mean, that says now that you can literally just start pouring those into your fry pan. I forgot to turn mine on, so we'll give it a chance to warm up. I always like to scrape down the sides, and I just mix that again for just another few seconds. If you've got a big family, you can totally double this mix. So don't feel like, you go 140 grams pancakes. That wouldn't feed my family. You can easily double this recipe. It's super easy to do. It's just a straight double up. And I just give it another 5 seconds or so once I've scraped the sides down to give it a mix. And then you're left with this beautifully smooth batter that you can then make your pancakes with. So super easy to do. They don't take long to cook when you're doing them like this either. And your first couple are normally really quite quick. You'll see on the pikelets they all start to bubble up, and once they're got lots of nice little bubbles on the top of them, then they're good to flip. I don't know what you guys are all having for breakfast, but pikelets here. Another good recipe to make if you like this type of thing is the American style pancakes. You can pour those out and make, the giant big, bread and butter type style pancake. They're really delicious as well. I often will make those, and because I could not be bothered with the whole flipping process of doing the pikelets, I just pour that mix straight into our waffle maker, and then you can quite easily make giant waffles out of your pancake mix. So that's another way you can go about it. So super easy. I'm just going to keep batch cooking. But as you can see, really easy, delicious, tasty pikelets. Crack on and make some. I'm going to turn this off so I can keep flipping and turning. Obviously, thermoserver, great for keeping them warm. What are we putting on our pikelets? I've got some vanilla yogurt that we make all the time. I've got some frozen berries over here. Got some good old organic maple syrup. You can put on whatever you like. Mix it up. Can't wait to hear what you guys are popping on your pancakes. I will talk to you all later. See ya.